Pi, if you lick my hand while we're recording this, the recorder is going to pick that up and it's going to sound like Naylor's cleaning his arse.
So you don't hear the rest of the guys won't hear me cleaning my arse.
Yeah, I can get away with licking my arse.
I can get a really good glop on without
Glop? That's horrible.
It's the worst fucking noise in the world.
Yeah.
And the fucking Simba takes to doing it. He gets for like 4 in the morning. He'll roll over, he sleeps on the bed, and you hear a real boom, 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 boom. You can almost hear like him breaking the chunks off.
Oh no! Oh,
you hit a nerve.
Oh, Pi, what's wrong?
You better get mad because I'm mad.
Yeah.
That's right. You growl, you bite, you chew.
Knock everything out of my hand. Welcome back, Pudding Boys audience. I'm Blore.
I'm Naylor. This is Pi Bayan.
Yeah, we are joined again by Pi. She's less settled than before. Why? What's wrong? Where do you want to sit?
I think we fired her up to that, to be honest.
Yeah, we might have tricked her into being too active. Hey, do you want to go for a walk? We'll go after this.
Yeah, that will calm her down. Why don't I just get some sausages out? Like, we'll go all in on things that fire her.
It's the first episode for 3 weeks where I haven't sounded like I've got a cold.
Yeah.
In case people were enjoying that, there you go.
We'll go to one of those COVID party things now.
A COVID party?
Yeah.
Is that where you get COVID?
Yeah, it's these people that think like, oh, I'm tougher than a virus. I'll show that virus who's boss. It's like, you know, when you log on.
This is not a real thing.
No, it is. I think it's predominantly America because what else?
Well, they go and lick each other.
Yeah, you know when you have chicken pox things when because you want your kids to get chicken pox before it becomes debilitating as an adult.
Yeah.
Well, they kind of took the same logic, and you know what it's like with fucking Microsoft News. Below here's a sign that you're going to have a heart attack, which is all over it at the minute.
Yeah.
Is 30-year-old goes to COVID party and dies, and you think, well, fucking hell, like. Leave your seatbelt unbuckled on the way there and just double your chances. Like
that's so strange. I mean, I guess there's people that are really into like conspiracy stuff. I guess that.
I think it's that with that drug. There's like a horse drug that people were taking to try and cure it, and they were like insisting that doctors treat their loved ones with horse drug instead of actual human medicine. It's a funny old.
I said this morning. The internet was a mistake.
Oh, we should have turned it off right after Itty Bitty Boat.
Yeah, do you know what? I think it's social media.
Oh, we did this in the first one.
Yeah, we did.
Yeah, we were
coming
right.
back around. We were right. It's just
we promised in the original blurb. We said we'd do Last Days of Rome, the Fall of Rome, and I think we are in.
Yeah.
The Last Days of Rome.
I don't understand. The thing that we will move on to a silly topic in a second, but. What gets me with social media, their main target audience is stuff. It's like teens and stuff like that. But they're fully aware of this. It's documented that they know how much of a negative effect on teens their company has on. Mm-hmm. Like they know that they're like Instagram knows Instagram is literally destroying the brains of teenagers. You're killing your audience. Yeah, you're destroying
viruses. Viruses, funnily enough, evolve away from that. So the ideal for a virus is that it can replicate exponentially within the host for a long period of time, without fucking killing them. That's why things like Ebola don't tend to transmit very far.
But social media,
because they nuke the thing that it's feeding off.
Yeah.
They kill the thing that it feeds off. Social media is going the other way.
It's like when you watch anything like, do you know, you watched Fern Gully as a kid, and it's like the greedy corporation can't see that they're destroying themselves in the end.
Yes.
But that was a fucking kids movie.
That was a fable.
How do you not notice that?
We're not going to fix this.
Fuck you, Mark Zuckerberg.
No, that's us off. No, we don't.
We're on Instagram.
He definitely owned. Oh, fucking hell.
We're on that, but...
Not anymore, we're not. And, like...
I don't still, because I want to post that fun picture I do every week.
Yeah, well, I'll do it on...
Yeah, but I'm not posting a video about how you should dress.
Or how to eating disorder.
Yeah, I'm not doing that. I'm doing social media correct. I'm posting trains and artwork.
I'm posting... Oh, I know, you're posting trains. I'm just...
On behalf of
trains.
you.
Because I won't have the damn thing on my phone. I'm making my tiny little stand that no one cares about because, let's face it, I am not the cash cow. because there isn't a train enough slant on Facebook.
No. I don't think the model rail enthusiast overlaps that heavily with social media.
The Venn diagram, the crossover is small.
It is a small crossover.
The lines are touching.
Yeah, there's a couple. So where...
That was fun.
Do you care to explain why we had to record 3 Pudding Boys back to back?
Yeah, we did wedding. We did big wedding now.
No, we didn't do wedding.
Oh, you were involved.
I was involved, yeah, but Naylor and Blore, you're not now Mrs. Blore.
No, you've been Mrs. Naylor.
No. YouTube comment section.
Yeah, fill that for us. No, we did, and it's why we didn't want to talk about it before was because of the whole, if one of us got the big virus at the moment, the whole thing gets canned. So I thought, logically, if I don't acknowledge that wedding is happening...
You got really superstitious about it as well. Logically, but also...
Yeah.
You did both.
Like such a dick.
Like, you were washing your hands regularly, but also praying to crystals at the same time.
Yeah, I was surrounded by positive energy.
Yeah.
But also I wouldn't let H go to the supermarket the 2 days before because I thought, well, that's fucking asking for it.
Well, I thought you were trying to set the standard of like a 1940s abusive husband.
Also that, but the naked dance I did every night in the garden, that was pure superstition.
Burning sage.
Yeah.
Put a sage brush up your arse like fly to it and cartwheel around.
I thought we were just talking about things that had changed in the run-up to the wedding, not just my normal cleansing routine. So I'll post videos on my Insta, you can follow me, and I don't have
Insta. No. How was wedding?
It was, well, do you know, I've said to it was weird because up until 2 days before I was convinced that one of us was going to get COVID, the whole thing was going to get canned and like several £1,000s go straight down the tubes because no one will insure you against getting COVID now. It's part of the terms.
Almost understandably, yeah.
Well, yeah, exactly. They'd lose a fortune because people would just not give a shit.
Yeah.
So it happened, that was the big bit for me, and actually I said to everyone, from the Friday afternoon, you know, because all the families stayed at the venue the night before, so once we all did that like bubble thing, we're all there and everyone's happy, everyone's safe and healthy and that kind of thing, and all the, you know, the old shit kind of people that can't possibly miss it are there.
Yeah.
From that I was fine, like the day was the easiest fucking thing I've ever done.
You were so calm on the day.
I was so chilled, it was the 2 weeks before, I've been fucking horrible. It's a really good job, and we'll come on to this in a minute, because this is where the opinion's developed. The Pokemon company did me a real solid and dropped
we'll get on to that.
They dropped it right at the start of my self-enforced isolation.
That's luck. I mean, they also dropped Animal Crossing when everyone went into isolation. Like, Nintendo have a knack for...
Oh, they're controlling shit, probably. This is them, because I put some hours in Animal Crossing.
Yeah, is it Yamaguchi? He's the director of
COVID studies.
Pokemon? I don't know. It's a name that exists. Where was it going? I've seen Panicky Nervous Ross. And I was expecting to see like an evolution of that. Oh
no, the day was so easy, and H was hot. Like we had this really weird crossover for the couple of weeks before, and she's been really chill. Because I'm the spreadsheet guy. This is where all the money is. I know how much the damn thing costs. So that's why I've been so like, we can't do this ever again. If we do it now, or it never happens ever. Yeah. I think H has been a bit more chill about that. So for the 2 weeks before, she was really quite nice. She did all of the stuff for the wedding herself, and everything that was on the table and that kind of thing. Yeah. All her doing. I can't take any credit for any of that.
All nice stuff, that.
Was hand over the credit card for buy the materials kind of thing. All of the doing, all of the vision was her.
Have you looked through the place cards? We had to draw a picture of ourselves on the place cards.
Do you know, we did that, and you know when you do that and you think no one's actually going to do this, or they'll put like one word out. Everyone at that wedding did their card. Everyone.
That's going to pick up.
I know that. No, I wanted the base.
Oh, you want the base?
Audience. Yeah, I wanted them to.
I'll add that in afterwards.
Yeah, give it better. Give it like the Ozzy Osbourne big bass drum.
Everyone.
The I don't know kind of big bass drum. No, everyone did their card.
Yeah, it was fun.
We didn't read them all yet. We've put them all aside. We're going to have like a little wedding.
I had to draw Dan's for him.
Well, obviously, because Dan can't read it.
But then I had to I had to redraw it because I just drew a big cock on it.
That would have also sufficed.
If you look at the picture of Harry Potter that I've drawn, you can make out the outline of a cock.
I hope you listen to this.
Me and Rue were saying that's the nicest wedding we've been to.
Well,
it's the most fun we've had at a wedding.
I think we've got a really nice, chill group. So obviously, like, you guys did it out of our group. No, like you recently, well, the group it is now.
Yeah.
You guys were kind of the first.
The collection of people.
Yeah, the common souls kind of thing. You guys, and yours was really cool. It was really chill. You know, it was you had the kind of rusticy like vibe in the venue and that kind of thing.
Yeah, farmhouse vibe.
Yeah, didn't have to be like perfect and pristine, and it made it so much more fun.
Yeah.
So much more chill. And you actually, for saying you were a massive fanny when you were stood up there, you know, jittering and pissing.
I don't do well when people are looking at me.
We know, but that's why we're doing a podcast. But like yours was so like just easy. It was a nice wedding to be at. And then we had our other friends in summer after the world went on its arse, and theirs was very different.
Yeah.
Theirs was hyper relaxed because they are very, very bad at having attention on them.
Super chill.
But it was awesome. They did like mini golf and that kind, and then, the barbecue instead of the sit down meal.
Yeah.
So we kind of thought, okay, well we'll go a different way again. It's probably somewhere between the two. But it was what we said the whole way through is that the less we try and regiment it, the less we try and be the more scope there is to just let go with the flow.
Yeah.
And like the photographer, I hate having my picture taken.
He was brilliant. He was such a laugh. Yeah.
He made a guy. None of us really are photogenic.
No.
None of our little group, none of me groomsmen, that kind of thing. And none of us like.
Yeah, none of us want to pose for a photo either.
Yeah, but I didn't feel like a twat. No, the day was awesome, and the bit that made me smile was the bit, when we had the music at the end.
Yeah.
Because we've got polar opposite tastes.
Oh, yeah.
And he had that really sharp turn from like...
Well, he did the thing that our DJ did that we didn't stop. So the one thing about my wedding that I would change is the DJ.
Yeah.
I'd probably either get rid of him or hire a different one. Because he just played what he wanted. There was like almost 5 Michael Jackson songs, almost back to back. No one likes Michael Jackson.
Yeah.
No one in our group. So it's like, what... unless it's Ben, which is not a wedding song, I don't want to hear
That's the thing, read the room. So if no one comes up after the second one...
Well, my sister went up and requested a song, and he's like, I know what I'm doing. So at that point, if I'd known at the time, I probably should have said something. Yeah. But H went up to your DJ when he wasn't playing the stuff that you'd asked for, and asked him to play it. And that is how you end up with Best Time by Halloween.
Oh, that was me.
Played at a wedding. Oh my throat had a nodule for all fucking week.
We had that, and then we had the Sabaton, which actually me and H's bro. Like was
Sabaton on?
Yeah.
Was I there?
Primo. Yeah, you were around. It was, I think.
Oh no, I think I would have left.
Might have been like one of the last couple.
Yeah, I think I might have left.
But he just like casually dropped in halfway through a conversation a little bit before that one of his favourite, like, right up there.
I was there when you were talking about Sabaton.
And I was like, hang on, we've known each other now for nearly 4 years. Like, how is this not? Because it's, I mean, like I'm like that with, like you are with Halloween, but it's like the whole history thing and.
There's a level.
I've got different layers to this. You've just got the I really fancy Andy Darris, whereas I've got the whole they sing about history, but they actually read about the history. They don't just make up their...
I didn't tell you, my brother had to contact them to send them some wargaming stuff.
Oh,
yeah,
that's pretty
and they were over the moon, like they were dead pumped about it and stuff. I think they're gamers. So
they are, and they're also
the company that my brother works for is such a big presence in the wargaming scene community that it was like they were giddy
to get from
to get here from them, and it's like, wow, that's kind of cool.
But that's kind of why I'm soft for them, because they're obviously they get fizzy about this.
I enjoy Art of War,
but I'm
but I don't need all of
history
them.
Nerd.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
This is basically
the wrong.
This is an audio book for me more than a band.
Yeah.
It ticks a lot of boxes. But yeah, no, the whole and that we said, the DJ he responded to that kind of thing, and it was a weird shift that he had to do.
Yes.
And I completely get that.
As soon as he did it, and was it Danger Zone or something came on? The dance floor was full.
And my uncle comes steaming on with his tie around it. You can see where I get that from.
Yeah, but what your guests want to listen to. Yeah. That's why you told him.
Well, yeah. But we do have a weird...
It is a weird dynamic. And they might think that... This is the problem, that these DJs probably do really well at normal people's weddings, but we're not that normal. We're not special little wonderful people like everyone thinks they are. But
our interests don't align. Musically.
Yeah, we don't want to listen to like.
We couldn't have done band. I don't think there's a cover band in the world that will do like the Killers.
Could have got 28 Double.
Killers.
28 Double would have done it.
Yeah, but I wanted Tell to be full blown Tell.
Yeah.
And he did. Like Tell delivered.
Oh, it was such a great day. I think before we go on, I mean, where are we? We've not rambled on that long, but let's. Wedding was great. I love wedding, but really, what I want to talk about and what we are late talking about. And I was thinking, oh no, we've missed it. Our predictions were fantastic. Listening back on that,
they were better than
they weren't that wrong. But the lead up to wedding was more important. Wedding affected one person.
I booked the time off to be around to do wedding and actually spent, and no word of a lie, 80 hours sat on the sofa.
I wish I could.
Oh, it was delightful. I've dug into that game.
Pokemon Legends Arceus. We talked about it as if like, yeah, it's coming, it'll be alright. And then we talked about it like, oh, maybe it won't be good at all because it still looks like a turd. And these new Pokemon look fucking awful.
And then we did what we did with Diamond and Pearl, where we got fizzed anyway and pre-ordered it.
Yeah. We ended up actually getting it both from Nintendo Official.
Yes, because of the
free Pokeball.
The Steelbook's nice. The Pokeball is super.
Pokeball's great. If you'd got it from the Pokemon Center...
That's the figure.
No, you got a whole Arceus plush. Like a sitting cutie Arceus plush.
Yeah, that's getting it from Pokemon Center.
Yeah.
That's...
Oh yeah, pain in the arse.
Yeah.
But I'm saying again. I am out of.
It has been.
Being able, it's been a long time.
Choking on your own like lung butter.
Yeah, that makes it sound delicious. But do you know what? Let's just. I'm going to come out with it. I don't want Pokemon to go back to the normal formula now.
Categorically, 100% agree. That's the most fun I've had in a Pokemon game since Black and White. And Black and White is the most fun I've had since Gold and Silver.
Black and White is my favourite. This is my second favourite Pokemon game ever.
Agree on both counts.
Yeah.
Completely 100%.
It's not perfect. I do wish there were still held items. I wish there were still abilities. And I wish there was more moves.
Because do you know what though? The battle mechanic had evolved too far.
Yeah.
We've said this all the way through. We're not going to do it in depth because we're not good enough to talk about it with any authority. No. But Black and White was kind of the zenith for that as well.
Yes, Black and White was the pinnacle before they had to like put megas or
too many layers.
Yeah, I think the strong and agile is okay. I prefer Dynamaxing.
Strong and Agile looked like it was going to have more bearing on the tactics than it did.
Yeah, I barely used it.
Got to a point where it didn't matter.
No, but I definitely prefer Dynamaxing over that because you use that every battle. It's important when to do it.
Yeah,
I don't want Gigantamaxing. I don't want Ultra.
I don't want
Megas.
Z moves, Megas.
Yeah,
that's too big a nuke.
It was a big nuke, and it was kind of
Dynamaxing was fun because it's almost like. You know when we had like Trick Room and Rain and Sun and that kind of thing, you've got that 3-turn in this case. You've got a 3-turn boost.
Yeah.
But if you drop it at the wrong point, like with Trick Room, if you drop it and actually the other one that's out relies on its speed, you've kind of binned it because you've got 5 turns struggling by which point you've lost.
Yeah.
And Dynamaxing was kind of the same. If you chuck it out when you're already going to win that match, or
you've wasted it. Yeah. No, I really like Dynamaxing. You could have a team based around it. You could have a team that reacted to it. It's very cool. I just didn't like Gigantamax. I don't like new forms for old Mon. Because some people are like, oh no, but it makes like Beedrill useful again. No, it doesn't. It makes a new Mon that isn't Beedrill.
I am in favour of the regional variants.
Mm-hmm.
I actually, almost universally.
Yeah. Like they're usually pretty cool.
I like / understand almost everyone they've done.
Yeah, because it doesn't affect. So if there was a Hisuian Tyranitar, it wouldn't ruin the look of Tyranitar. No. Mega Tyranitar does, and it's the same thing. People say, "Oh,
Zoroark, Hisuian Zoroark.
A new film in a series doesn't ruin the ones that exist. It does a little bit. Whenever I use Tyranitar, I see that stupid fucking Mega Tyranitar.
That's the problem. Like Hisuian Zoroark, because we've established before, is one of our favourite mons just for that ability, which obviously this one doesn't have.
And I do like the design of the original.
I do. It's cool solid. Without being too furry.
Yeah, and it's not over the top. There's not a million spikes. It's just big hair.
It's not over designed.
Yeah.
But Hisuian one, separate mon for me, completely.
Complete separate mon. It's
cool,
okay.
Cool typing. It's not. It's a cool design. If it had dropped on its own as a new mon, I quite liked it.
Yeah, I would remove some of the extra.
Yeah,
just simplify it a little bit. But yeah, the mon overall, I have to say, you were right about Enamorous. I was kind of.
It looks worse.
It looks worse in game,
and that was the only bit that frustrated me. You know, the catching the camis.
It was a bit annoying.
It didn't seem to. I don't know if this was just it being janky or me being shit at the game.
Yeah.
It didn't seem to respond consistently. You know, when you do the thing that you need to do to get them to. I don't want to spoil anything for anyone who's not played it.
Yeah.
Quite no, but it wasn't like every time. It's not like it came around to it and thought, okay, if I do this. This is the response I'll get, so I just need to be able to do this at the right time.
Yeah.
It seemed a lot more random than that, and that was frustrating.
Yes. Yeah. No, I think that's the thing I said to you earlier, where the thing that really annoys me about Enamorous. So obviously the camis are, or the genies, or whatever, the weather trio, they were our favourite trio. And you've essentially added one on that doesn't fit for no reason. It's not even part of this. I was like, okay, that's kind of cool that they're bringing the camis into story more, but they didn't.
It was a really
it was just and there's another one.
It was a really rushed kind of stub of a story.
Yeah.
Like, okay, go and find these 3 mon. That would have been fine. Go and find these 3 mon. Yeah. They're legendary, and you've done that before.
For some reason they're in Hisui.
But even like you hit the nail on the head. The typing is weird. You know, if it's meant to be like the god of spring or rebirth, or whatever.
It's not so much the typing that is. I mean, the typing is weird. If it's god of spring, it should be grass, like you said. But the whole idea of it. So you've got sandstorm in Landorus. You've got hurricanes. No, you've got tornadoes in Tornadus and thunderous.
Yeah.
So it's all like windy kind of things, and then spring, hurricane, sandstorm.
Wouldn't it make more sense on that footing?
It doesn't
do a typhoon one.
Yeah,
Tyoga's got a bit of the
and have a water one in there.
Water flying, because that's an established quite cool type.
Yeah. No, it could have.
It didn't work. It's a horrible design. It looks. It's. I would argue actually in game it looks worse than it does in the snaps that we saw.
Yes.
And it looks almost as bad as Overquill. I designed this as my first 3D model based off something I've seen elsewhere.
But it's not the absolute worst design in the game, because that Dialga and Palkia origin forms, they are truly dog shit.
It wouldn't be so out of the...
Because Palkia, I like the design of Palkia.
I like Dialga.
I've never been a huge...
He's fine. Little cheeky little smile.
I like Palkia's boat face.
See, I like Dialga's little like...
Yeah.
It's got that kind of...
But both of their origin forms are a fucking sin.
It's a nightmare. And especially because Giratina is so good.
Yeah, but Giratina's origin form makes him better.
The floating fucking.
And it's still so Giratina looks like a Pokemon, and then its origin form looks like a Pokemon. Whereas
Dialga looks like a fucking howitzer.
Yeah, well, he looks like.
He looks like an 88mm anti.
They look like. Some people say this is like an insult. I love Digimon, but they look like shit Digimon. Look, like they're awful. They look like Final Fantasy bosses.
Here's a picture of Dialga standing over Omaha Beach. He's going to shoot at the incoming Royal Navy.
It's awful.
They were bad, and it was unnecessary again.
Yeah, I feel like we're ragging on a game that both of us love, but that's how much I really enjoyed it.
I think that's the thing, that you're nitpicking everything, is that really, in the grand scheme of things.
Yeah.
It's like the Wisp.
Obviously, the visuals are shit.
It's the most frustrating quest, without going into too much detail on it, was the Wisps.
Yeah.
Because there was no marker for which ones you got and which areas you looked at.
At least the unknowns, you know which unknown you're missing.
You've got a catalogue.
Yeah.
The Wisp, the visuals made it so difficult to pick up. Obviously it's a lot easier if you do it at night.
Yeah.
But even so, there was one which I you know, fair play. I gave up. I started working from a guide on the internet, and eventually
Austin John plays.
IGN's checklist was pretty good. I'll give them some credit. And Austin John, I just watched him at the end.
Yeah.
Because there are a couple that you need to be physically looking at the point that the wisp appears.
Yeah.
Before it, you know, like you can't.
Otherwise it'll clip out. Yeah.
Yeah, and that was really fucking annoying because there was one that I had searched that bit.
Oh, yeah.
At that angle.
Yeah, yeah. No, the visuals as well. It's about a week after the game came out. HD texture pack.
Yeah. Why didn't you just put it in?
No, not an official patch. The mod.
Oh.
End user mod.
No, that's what I mean.
Yeah.
Like,
why? But Nintendo will never add that in, and it doesn't really hinder performance really.
No, that was the frustrating bit.
The thing that's annoyed me while playing this more than absolutely anything has been articles on the internet, because it's really summed up the cancerous shit that I know it's any kind of hobby journalism, but games journalism has the most.
And Pokemon journalism gets a really...
I want to know how to evolve Sneasel into Sneasler. Okay, I'll click on an article. 6 fucking paragraphs of Pokemon Legends Arceus. Is it? Stop it. Stop trying to cram in more. Just put it at the top. Yeah. Just tell me what it fucking is. You have to scroll through. Like, oh and my god.
Were
pandering.
And you would never have got it without the internet. You'd have had to.
Yeah, some of them
back in the day, you'd have had to buy the primer guide.
Yeah. Yeah.
To get.
Or you'd playground knowledge. Yeah. Yeah. You'd never get Overcooked. You'd never know Basculin.
Basculin was. Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, the articles are necessary, but you're right. It was just like we've done here. It's just an excuse to rag on a very good game and a real. I don't want to say the word, a real stunning and brave step.
Yeah, yeah.
They went for it.
Really ballsy. It did at first more than it did at the end, but at first I was like, this is clearly a tech demo. And I still feel that way.
It was very much a let's see if this works, guys.
Yeah. So if they have longer and they're not developing multiple games at once or whatever, I don't know what's going on in Game Freak at the moment. I don't try not to pay attention because there's not many good games news websites left. But the fuck you, Kotaku. It's just dog shit.
Oh yeah, I didn't want to kick that hornet's nest. Yeah, that's another PB episode.
Oh god, yeah, we'll get into that. But yeah, if they were just making a full-on, this is the next mainline Pokemon game, when they do the Unova one, you know, Unova Legends, where it's Wild West / King Arthur. Now, I would like Galar to be King Arthur, but it can't because the dragon thing is in Unova.
Yeah,
but if they don't do Unova as the Wild West, I'll be so mad because it would work so fucking well. The Bufalon, the Braviaries, Hawlucha just in the south. Like,
that's going to be so. I will put it to them now if they're listening.
Yeah.
Almost certainly not. If they're listening,
which I know you are.
Sound off in the comments, guys. I hate myself. If they're listening, if they make one for each region, and we talked offline about this as well, they're going to have to combine Johto and Kanto.
Combine Johto and Kanto. Lugia in Kanto with the birds.
Hoenn with the beasts.
Yeah.
100%. Hoenn's going to be weird.
Ho-Oh with the beasts. I thought you said Hoenn with the beasts then.
I might have done, because, you know, it's been
Hoenn. Yeah. Hoenn I'm least interested in.
Hoenn's going to be an uncomfortable one.
Yeah, it would just be... I'm not as desperate.
Yeah.
Not as desperate
but
for it.
If they do one of each region, I'll buy them and I'll play them. I'll buy them I'll pre-order.
Yeah. Yeah, if Legends is the new way...
Stop being twats about this and just accept we're going to pre-order each
No one wants Let's Go Johto. Just... Scrap it. I don't want anything else anymore. I just want more Legends games.
I want a Legends game once a year, and I want an excuse to lock myself away for 2 weeks every year.
Even if it's once every 2. Even if it's once, because if it had competitive, because they've tested the waters.
Yeah.
Pokemon Company, Game Freak, Nintendo. It's safe now.
Now's the time.
Wait, Pokemon Company, Creatures Inc., Game Freak, and Nintendo. God, there's so many companies involved, and they're all owned by each other, and it's like a Ouroboros of businessmen.
Just take a moment for the Ouroboros.
Thank you.
Well done.
It's like it's a really complicated thing. I forgot what I was saying now. You've clapped.
Well, when I clap, I don't just chuck a now and then. It's very much a.
I think it's just time to move on to
Numbers of the Beast.
Welcome again to Numbers of the Beast, Pudding Boys audience, the segment of the show Naylor and I have a good long listen to a classic album.
It is Iron Maiden, so we are listening to a long album, but we are now. They're in that phase.
And rank each song on it out of 7 before averaging them out to create an album score and ranking them against the rest of that band's discography. Right now we are working our way through the vast catalogue of Iron Maiden, and this week it's Seventh Son of a Seventh Son. We
said in the last one, a lot of people and a lot of old Iron Maiden fans, guys that were actually there when they were doing this first time round, will state this as their favourite album, and everyone in our generation kind of says it's got to be Power Slave.
I knew this was important, but I didn't know why.
I think you were right. You know, when you said you have to.
You got to know the context.
And you've got to kind of come back and then get it.
Yeah,
when I was
as soon as I found out that this was a concept album, and it's a concept album of a series of books. I can't remember what they're called now. It's really bad. That I intend to actually read because it sounds quite cool.
Seventh Son.
No, that's one of the books.
Not the in. Yeah, okay.
It's Arthur something.
Oh, it is. It's the
I can't remember what it's called. You find it out. But the
Tales of Elvin Make.
There you go. That's it.
Yeah.
It sounds like I should know about it. I'm the old sci-fi guy, and I know it's more alternate history than sci-fi, but it does feel like something that I should have read or at least known about. But when you know that, and you know the rough outline of that, and then I've looked into like what the songs are about and stuff. The whole album is a concept album. Some people used to think that it was just like the last 4 or something, but it's not. It's the whole thing.
Yeah.
Oh God, just. It ties it together really well. Should we just start it?
Well, I was going to say, the last one we did, we were quite rough on.
Somewhere in time is...
And I think it...
Not that high.
Once you listen to it, though, you can kind of see what they were doing musically, where they were trying to get to.
But this is where they got to it. This is where Bruce started writing some songs again.
It's where they left him. Thanks Wikipedia.
I honestly think
his contributions were knocked off somewhere in time.
Yeah.
We know now because we've got Bruce doing Bruce.
Bruce Dickinson is the most important member of Iron Maiden.
Agree.
It's not Steve Harris. It's
Bruce Dickinson. If we did,
and I think Accident at Birth proves that over British Lion.
If we did, oh Christ Almighty, I'd forgotten about British Lion. That's why.
Or even like Chemical Wedding, Tattooed Millionaire, all of them.
If we do the Bruce Dickinson albums as one of these, it'll be really short because they will just be like,
they're all fucking great. Yeah, they're all fucking great. Everything's great.
Bruce, we'll just carry a little Bruce around on our shoulders.
Yeah. I'll get Bruce tattooed onto my face. So Moonchild.
It's a 6 and I feel really bad.
It's a 6 and I feel bad for not giving it a 7.
Yeah.
But there's a reason. Because when you have Moonchild stuck in your head, you have like full on like Moonchild, and it's powerful. And then you listen to it, it's actually a little bit more toned back.
Yeah, it's not as good as you imagine it.
No, it is great. Yeah, it's not as big.
Yeah.
And I'm one of the people that I enjoy a little bit of subtlety in music sometimes. I really hate when pop music, every fucking line is like whoa, and it's got that plastic passion. That's why I hate, or don't hate. That's why I dislike. It sums up for me like Disturbed's cover of Sound of Silence.
Lots of wobbling.
Yeah, the whole Sound of Silence is good because Simon and Garfunkel will fucking chill about it.
Yeah.
Don't the whole thing.
Yeah, we don't need the kind of step away from the mic.
Yeah, it's just a bit lame. But Moonchild actually could have done with a bit more.
Moonchild would make a great King Diamond song.
Yeah.
Big song. It should be a 7.
There are marks on the inside of my windscreen where I've like spat.
Yeah.
Moonchild's a 6. It's fucking great. Love it. It was a 7 and I crossed it out because it just needs a bit more punch, and it needs not to have that intro. If the whole 7 Deadly Sins, if that was its own 10-second track, Moonchild would be better for it.
Yeah, that should be an intro, like with the ones we didn't count because they were explicitly intro. Yeah.
Infinite Dreams.
It's a 5.
It's a 5, but it would be more if it didn't have such a long solo.
Yeah. And I'm the solo guy, but Infinite Dreams... It could bounce along a bit more.
Yeah. Do you know the bit where it's dun 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 dun, like, yeah.
Infinite Dreams isn't. We've waxed lyrical about this. Infinite Dreams I put in a similar band of song to Dream of Mirrors, but not as good.
Yeah, Dream of Mirrors.
It's like, they just prove they can do it.
Can I Play with Madness?
I gave it a 7.
I gave it a because I gave it a 7 because it is great, but I've listened to this album more than any of the others on Numbers of the Beast because we've had 3 weeks to do so, and it's really great. I found myself skipping it only because I know it so well.
I think the problem you have with Iron Maiden more.
But I'm not as bored of it as I am, say,
Number of the Beast.
Well, no, Bring Your Daughter.
Yeah, as Iron Maiden fans when we were kids.
Yeah, that was a big one.
You've had these hammered into you, so even if
that was still on the TV.
Yeah, it was on Scuzz and that one. The singles are more singles than like when we only did Halloween. Yeah. Yes, there were singles, but you've not had them hammered into you every time you've gone 21.
I've only listened to Halloween singles the same amount of time as I have the album. Yeah.
But Can I Play? I mean, actually, The Evil That Men Do.
The Evil That Men Do is objectively the best Iron Maiden song ever written.
Fine.
I think I prefer it to Power Slave.
It's
not my favourite because Power Slave is my favourite.
See, Ace is High is my favourite.
Yeah, but Can I Play with Can I Play
with Madness is really good too.
Can I Play with Madness is great. But The Evil That Men Do, oh my, it's Bruce.
The change of Bruce as well, because you're used to big, singy Bruce, and you actually get quite, some rough Bruce, some snarling Bruce. Almost.
Yeah. Well, when I was dabbling in the meaning of each of these songs, was a whole thing where the boy, the seventh son, sleeps with the devil's daughter, quite literally, and then he falls in love with her.
Yeah, some wicked YouTube comments.
Yeah. Oh my god! On song lyrics meaning, which is where you always go when you want to know, when you want to see some dickhead write an essay about something they're completely wrong on. The bit where it's like, there's half people saying it's about drugs. No, it's not. You're an idiot. And then there's half of the people. That's not what living on the razor's edge means. You penis.
That's been done, but the razor's edge is an old metaphor.
Yes, but also people saying, it's about Shakespeare. No, it's a line from Shakespeare, a very famous line from Shakespeare. But it's not because it's a concept album about this.
Break the goddamn
that I've not even read.
Channel the range.
Yeah. Oh my god!
It is such a good song. It's
so good.
It's Iron Maiden doing Iron Maiden very well, but just shifting it a little bit. So it's not a big singing. It's not a Run to the Hills or kind of an anthem. No. It's much darker and it's much more.
It's really cool.
Snarling.
It's a shower song.
Yes.
Yeah. You can really wail it out with no one listening.
And that chorus. That's a live chorus.
Yeah. Well, I would shout it out, but I've probably already done myself enough street cred damage with Moonchild.
There's blood coming out of my mouth by the time you get to the end of the
Seventh Son.
I'll give it a 4.
Right, okay. I thought it was a 7. And then I started paying attention to the chorus, which is just stupid. Because I thought the chorus was just a whoa, and that would have been fine. But the seventh son of a seventh son, seventh son of a seventh son. It's shit.
And it doesn't help that it's come after 2 huge hitters.
It doesn't. However, the more I listened to it, the more I accepted its bad chorus, and I ended up giving it a 6 in the end because I really like it. Apart from that chorus,
I very nearly, as I opened this, because I've had a week off. I've not listened to the album since the wedding.
Sure.
I very nearly opened this and just thought, you're a fucking moron. It's a 5. I've left it as I marked it.
Yeah.
First time ever. Your logic is actually sound.
Yeah. Well, no,
well done.
I mean, your logic is finally sound, and it aligns with mine.
What did you give the Prophecy?
A 5. It's very good.
Do you know, this is another one. I gave it a 3 originally.
Whoa!
But I think...
What the shit?
But I think it's because I was on a bit of a come down.
I think it was... I'm not going to say that.
No, I'm gonna go on record here, Pudding Boys.
Are you changing it now?
Up. I'm going to change it now.
I think you should. A 3.
I know, and I think it's because
the loneliness of the long distance run is a 3.
That's what I'm thinking. I think the problem, the fuck up that I
Where
made,
Eagles Dare is a 3.
I'm gonna fucking smoke this juice all over you before Thomas gets here. I'm giving it a 4 because I feel like I'd be a bit of a hypocrite jumping it straight to a 5.
Yeah,
I still feel like a bit of a dick doing that.
I think you should. The Clairvoyant.
The Clairvoyant is a 7.
I've given it a 5.
The Clairvoyant is one of my favourite Iron Maiden songs because it is. It's weird. It's not quite...
Yeah.
Again, it's not a big anthemic Iron Maiden. When you think Iron Maiden, you tend to think the big stadium
You
hits.
think the singles.
But, again, it's
This album...
turn in his voice.
This album has proved me wrong in that I, for a little while there, was thinking, okay, Maiden are a singles band.
No,
they're not. With this, they're not. Only the Good Die Young?
I give it a 5.
I give it a 5, but it's a weak 5. It's probably the weakest song on the album.
If I was going
But it's not bad.
I'm going back from memory, and it is
Once
probably...
again, the chorus is killing it.
It's probably from the, refresh. You know, when you've not touched it for a bit. If I did this again, I wouldn't be surprised if Only the Good Die Young became a 3 or a 4, and The Prophecy and or Seventh Son became a 5.
I could do Only the Good Die Young as a 4 if I was being a little stricter.
I think I went 5 because I quite like the cut. And actually, I've heard it in... there's been a few contexts that I've heard it, and it's kind of got a bit of a soft spot for me.
Yeah.
That's probably right.
So I came out as a total score of 46, which gave me... which gave me an average of 5.75, the exact same average as Power Slave, which is, for me, I love Power Slave. This album, Power Slave had a little bit of help with nostalgia.
Yeah.
This didn't, because I barely listened to anything on this album.
I raise you. I came out with a 45.
Yeah.
An average of 5.63. That is a whole 0.4.
Oh, so this is your biggest...
Power Slave. This is my favourite Iron Maiden album so far.
Oh my... It's fucking great.
It's so... Do you know...
And so if we put them together to create a Pudding Boys score of 11.4, that beats Power Slave's 11.
Do you know, I don't...
By 0.4.
There's... Power Slave.
Obviously it beats it by 0.4 because mine's the same as yours. 0.4 better.
Hell. Yeah, that's, if you were listening to us for academic pursuits...
Yeah, no, please don't.
Do you know what? I look back at Power Slave, you look at the track listing, and I think actually there's a couple of songs on there that I will skip more often than I'll listen to.
Yeah.
This one, when you think about the album, I never really gave it the credence it deserved.
I get why it's so important.
There's nothing on here. If it comes on, nothing on here do I skip, even if I'm having a big songs day.
Yeah, and sometimes with Power Slave, I might skip Lost for Words, to be honest.
I skip Lost for Words quite often.
Yeah.
And
because you're an idiot.
Black in the Village.
Because you're a fucking idiot.
But then again, you don't get Aces High, so...
No, I get it. I give it a 6. Piece of shit.
Let's just get Thomas in here to put you back in your place.
Pudding of the Week.
Bang. Ah!
Oh no! Hold on. I'm stuck. I'm stuck in the radiator. I'm not trying to buy time while I open a PowerPoint.
He did a fairly good job of blowing the pipe out though before he got to the radiator. Now he's just doing it for fun. You're going to be hearing that in the wee hours of the morning.
Welcome back, fellows! It is I, Thomas Lethbridge, and I am once again here to bring you Pudding of the Week, the segment of the show where we learn a little about a delicious dessert from around the globe, and Naylor ranks it on a scale of his choosing. Oh, it's good to be back, boys, and today we will be looking at wedding cake.
I'm very glad that you're going straight into it and not telling us what you've done with your time off, because this Russia thing seems to be going a bit south, and it corresponds with the time that we've not kept you busy.
Wedding cakes have been part of the marriage ceremony ever since medieval times in Europe. Originally, they were made of wheat, which was a symbol of fertility and prosperity. As a relic of once performed fertility rites, these wedding cakes would have been thrown at the bride. But even before then, the Romans began baking wheat and salt into small cakes to be eaten. During the ceremony, the groom would eat part of the loaf, and then he would break the rest over his bride's head, and this was taken as a sign of good fortune.
Fucking hell.
Guests would try and
brave.
Take a crumb for themselves to share in the good fortune, much like the bridal bouquet.
Fucking hell. I mean, okay, I'm not throwing this at H and I'm not breaking it over her because I think she'd break something much bigger over me.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, I was watching the wedding.
Oh, I don't know. It was in a very old building. I'm sure you've been there before. If it was some kind of workhouse or something, I'm sure you definitely have been there before.
I knew the architect, you see. Now I'm just going to...
There were a lot of corridors to nowhere and staircases to blank entrances, and there was a pit
they
in the
all
basement.
lead somewhere.
Yeah, there was some chanting from behind the door.
Now let my spy Blore's left a rather sumptuous squash out as I
Get some blood into that for him.
Delicious. Farewell, boys!
It's good to know where he is again.
Yeah,
not so much to have him back, but to have sight of him.
Tabs on him. I think,
something weird's been going. I was glad that he kept his presence at the wedding muted.
Yep. Yeah.
We did hear a lot of Latin from the lower rooms.
Oh, yeah. There was a lot of Gregorian chants.
Yes, yeah, and it sounded like they were being played backwards at half volume.
Well, no, I thought that those chants sounded more like they were trying to contain something rather than being Thomas himself.
Yes, yeah, somebody was trying to stop him. We've got friends at the venue.
That know.
There were some disappearances.
Yeah, but they were minor guests.
Yeah, they were there.
Children.
They were there to face him off, basically.
Yeah.
Or to, appease him.
I would like to point out that Tom has clearly been on the internet to get his wedding cake knowledge. He doesn't know this one firsthand. I don't think he's ever really been invited to a wedding. He was getting a lot of that information from Maisie Fantasy, yeah, which is a website, I assume, about cake. I've closed it now.
Yeah,
but the article Wedding Cake History, quite interesting.
Yeah, worth a read. Thomas more about the polygamy and the naked sex under a full moon kind of deal.
Yeah, I think Tom's more about the seven deadly sins than he is the matrimony. Yeah.
So
he's really into apples.
So our wedding cake.
Oh yeah, we've got some wedding cake.
You've actually got some wedding cake.
And I'm not eating this.
Yeah, you start while I'm about. So we were really lucky. This was our wedding. It survived really well, hasn't it? This was actually our wedding gift. From a friend of both of ours. I won't name her because the internet will go crawling after her to try and get some of this delicious cake.
Yeah, trying to get free cake.
Yeah, when this woman makes cake, everyone comes in to get some of that cake. It's spectacular, and the wedding cake is no different. It's survived so well, hasn't it? Like, it's still good.
Do you know what's weird? Is the bottom of the cake tastes better. Like, normally that's the bit that's like not that good. But like it's got this.
You even went for the lighter icing end.
Yeah, you know what? Too much icing kind of throws me off a little bit.
You're a moron, and that's why you don't understand killers. That song is all icing. That's like
I can't
eating
believe
it from the tub.
Someone married you. Some fucking idiot.
I'm gonna play this to her. And she's gonna break what's left of the the piece of wedding cake that was cut for the night, the one that went hard, obviously. Yeah, she's going to break that over you.
You're not marrying me.
No, but she's going to defend my honour.
I don't think she would.
No, I think she'd agree with you.
Yeah.
I don't think she'd agree with you about your ranking of most of the ironmaiden stuff. This might be the first one she actually gets.
I think we're pretty equal on that one. Yeah, this is good. What's the I should probably say, because obviously wedding cake doesn't follow. It used to, it was wheat bread, but now you can do whatever the fuck you want. My wedding cake was Jamaican ginger.
It was.
One layer, then sticky toffee pudding, and then spotted dick, because dick is a funny word.
I mean, railway cake.
Oh, yeah! Fucking railway cake or spotted dog. Yeah. You know what? The annoying thing with that episode, I think it's the lowest listening.
Really?
Yeah.
That might have been the most...
I don't know why, it was a really good one.
Whenever I've been out for dinner or anything since, if they spot a dick on the menu, I've ordered it as railway cake and I'm just giving them...
Oh man, you pretentious twat.
Can I have some spotted dog? Sorry, we don't do that. Oh, I think you'll find you do.
I think you'll find it.
Let me tell you why.
Subscribe. So wait, this is is in my beard, yeah. This is jam.
Thomas is going to hate
There's
it.
like there's a Victoria sponge, a jam sponge wedding cake.
Basically, there's no bean paste anywhere near it.
No.
That was the only spec we gave the lady.
No beans.
We don't like bean paste, and if you could go light on the smashed chicken, we had that in the baps instead.
Oh,
It was turkey, but
there was the food at this wedding. We didn't mention this earlier. That chicken.
I picked the food though, so why are you surprised? Like, you've seen the fucking size of it.
But it was so good. I have to say, I'm not a pate man. It was good pate, but I'm not a pate man.
Do you know, that was the compromise. We said that because probably more people would have gone. If it had been me picking on my own, there was a ham terrine kind of thing.
Yeah, we had a
yes, I think you did, didn't you?
Oh no, we had like a platter that had some ham terrine on.
That was the evening with the. Was it?
No.
Not the evening.
You know what? I'm talking absolute shit. My sister's wedding, they had ham terrines there.
Did you have something? Oh, it might not even been yours.
No, we had like a meat platter for our starter.
Yeah, that was it.
And it was fun.
That, do you know what though? The Dauphinoise.
Oh my god, yeah!
That was my proudest intervention.
Yeah.
Like, you can have, boiled potatoes, roast potato. So or you can have, for an upcharge, you can have Dauphinoise, and don't care what it is.
Yeah.
I'm not screwing my guests on the spuds.
Yeah, and boiled potato, put them back up your arse.
Yeah. Well, I did
potato.
hover over mash for a while, but I thought, let's go big here. They wouldn't put any truffle or parmesan or anything in it, so.
That would have been awful because the Dauphinoise was so the tomatoey sauce. It was a large chicken breast. It was not dry at all.
It was good, wasn't it?
It was stuffed with mozzarella
and crumbed with parmesan and
breadcrumbs, panko breadcrumbs.
Yeah.
And then it had almost a really thick cream of tomato soup. That's how I would describe the sauce. Like super thick. You could
a pomodoro, whatever you call it, but creamier.
Well, pomodoro is just Spanish for tomato, isn't it?
I thought there was like a sauce that is. It's like like you have bolognese and then you have.
Pomodoro sauce?
Why are we talking about tomato sauce and pudding? And for the puddings, we picked the ones because we thought
because they were all great. Three mini puddings.
Everyone's going to like something on here, so if you don't like one of them, you swap with the person next to you. Obviously, you get two brownies.
But they were all great.
But they all slap. That was another one. We went for the tasting.
Yeah.
And they were like, you can have a pudding each, or for an upcharge, you can have, obviously.
Give me the 3 puddings.
Give me the 3 puddings.
Yeah.
I'm not risking somebody really not liking salted caramel and that tart going to waste.
No, it was.
You can divvy those little puddings out.
Yeah.
Really great. I mean, she's never going to listen to this podcast because, it'll destroy her opinion of me. But really grateful to the woman that made this because she smashed it out of the park.
Yeah. Yeah, that was fantastic cake. I have finished my entire slice. What's the
scale?
Scale.
Okay, so obviously we're talking about weddings, so the scale is to do with trains again. It's nothing to do with weddings.
Okay, yeah. I was trying to piece that together. I was like, do you want to marry a train? Yes.
Yeah. Well,
cheeky little. I was going to say like 52 gauge. I was trying to make up a thing. Trying to make up a train thing.
This is probably one of the bits that we should edit out, but we won't. This is going to be in there.
Ain't got time.
No, this is just the route availability index. So this is basically which tracks trains can run over. So a 1 is really restrictive because it's a really weak, it's not very strong.
So that's for little trains.
Yeah, if a big heavy train goes over, it's going to break it basically.
Oh yeah.
Up to a 10, which can take fucking anything.
Yeah.
In England at least. And we're going to put wedding cake at a 7 because that's where all the cool trains are.
Oh, okay.
So when these
is that where there's a lot of choice?
Yeah, there's a lot of choice. You're not getting the big dick silly fucking Flying Scotsman that's going to come along here.
No. Do you need a 10 for the Flying Scotsman?
Well, the same class is a 9 apparently. That's what the peppercorn.
Scotsman's a fucking big train.
They
isn't
are
it?
big, heavy. There's a lot of weight in there, and it's all to do without boring you guys senseless any more than we already have today.
Mm-hmm.
It's all to do with how much weight is over each axle and where it sits and all that shit. Of course. Well, basically, all the good trains are somewhere between 6 and 7. Yeah. So we're going to put this at a 7. You're going to get, if you're sat next to
because you can do what you want with the wedding.
If you're sat next to a 7, you're looking out your office window and there's a route 7 next to you, you're going to see some interesting trains on there. And if you go to a wedding and there's a wedding cake, there's going to be something good going on in there.
Yeah.
Unless Thomas has been at it.
Oh, do you know what? Do you know what the really good thing about wedding cake And I think some people don't like this because they're a bit more traditionalist. But this is something I really do like, is that you can do whatever the fuck you want. Obviously, we had like weird flavours of cakes because it was the wintry or autumny kind of thing. You've gone quite traditional with yours, but then you've gone a little bit more rustic on the decorating.
Yeah.
And then you've got people like Ryan's wedding that we went to last year, where they just had massive fucking donuts, wedding donuts, and that was brilliant. Like, so you can do whatever the shit you want.
Whether they cheese.
Oh yeah, cheese wedding.
Cheese wheels.
Yeah.
And it works. You have all the puddings, obviously.
The cheese wheels, I bet that's way cheaper. Which is weird because cheese is expensive, but wedding cake has such a up cost.
That's the thing with with cheese. You get it wheels anyway, so you don't listen to us for the academic value.
My GCSE business.
Fucking hell. The cheese, you're getting wheels anyway, you stack 3 of them and you've got a wedding cake.
Yeah. It looks like a wedding cake. We, before we sign off, I was speaking to a friend of ours who might be doing us a little intro. So this episode probably no, but maybe next episode we're going to have some kind of intro, which would be really...
A theme?
Not a theme. We would still need some kind of theme to break in after it. So I don't know whether I hold on to it. We'll discuss. If there's something next episode,
tune
guys...
in next week and see what we do.
Yeah.
Probably.
Oh, god damn it, I forgot. Right, imagine you were just listening to Numbers of the Beast and I had said, if you fancy listening along at home and making your own uninformed judgments, next week's Numbers of the Beast will be Fear of the Dark. Because I keep forgetting to do that, but it's so much more fun if there's audience participation.
You did, yeah.
It is Fear of the Dark next, isn't it?
We did the names, yeah, I think so.
Let me just double check, because if it's not, I'm going to be real mad.
When does No Prayer for the Dying's after Fear? No, you're wrong. You're moron. It's No Prayer for the Dying. Then it's Fear of the
Do you know what? I always forget No Prayer for the Dying exists.
Me too.
Because I always think it's a live album. I think it's because the cover is poor.
Oh, what's the other
compared to all the other Maiden album covers.
There is a live album from about the same time, because it's the first one.
Live After Death.
That's it.
And they look similar, the yellow and blue. And I think this cover is just
shit.
Yeah, I mean, I like the kind of gangstery looking guy that's being throttled, but overall, what I like about Maiden is that on the album covers, post Number of the Beast, but I guess including Number of the Beast because he's a puppet master. But I would say really it starts with Peace of Mind.
Yeah.
Eddie's a different thing.
Yeah, he's not just Eddie being a bit edgy.
Yeah, you've got Eddie in a straitjacket. Cloud Eddie on Brave New World, Pharaoh Eddie, Future Eddie. There's always
ethereal Eddie.
Yes, there's always a different Eddie, and all the way to Japanese Eddie, or Samurai Eddie, which is, I think the last couple have been bad. It's a black background with Eddie on it. Book of Souls didn't.
Brave New World Eddie was.
Brave New World Eddie's my favourite album
was a bit weird. Because it was when they were first obviously playing around with computers.
Oh god, yeah. They had paid attention to Halloween's Cupid the Seven Keys, The Legacy.
No one should do. Don't go to Halloween for your design.
No. Well, no, do now with Elliot and Cantor doing that latest one. That is
the new pumpkin, the one that you've got on the jacket.
Oh yeah, no, not the new pumpkin. I mean the.
The new keeper.
Yeah, the new Cupid the Seven Keys artwork.
Yeah, that one.
It's fucking awesome. I love it.
I'm kind of looking forward to going back to this album because I don't listen to any of these.
Yeah, I'm quite interested.
It's not going to be a big hitter.
Do you not think?
No.
Oh no.
It's not going to be a big one. No, I'm looking forward to doing it.
Yeah, I guess so.
But
wow, yeah.
Spoiler alert for next week, Pudding Boys. This is not
going to take the top spot.
No. Might take the bottom.
Oh, it might.
I
can't see this being better than Killers. There's no way. Killers isn't the bottom. Somewhere in Time is.
It's going to be an interesting one because there's a couple of big hitters, but
they're not the big hitters that I.
Tune in next week to find out.
Yeah, I guess so.
We'll actually drop this on the Wednesday like we normally do.
Yeah, Cox and Crendor dropping this week's episode on Sunday. I need something to listen to on the way to work, thank you. Right, where can you find the PBs? We are available on YouTube on the channel Pudding Boys. Hit hit us up. I always did it. Hit subscribe and leave us a comment. We can also, I'm going to wrap the rest of it. We can also be found on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Audible, and Amazon Music. No, I'm not. And Google Podcasts.
That's the coolest thing we've ever done.
We've got Instagram too. Bye, everyone.
It's been fun. Oh, I've missed it.